me sad. Hi, this is Matt O'Leary, and this is What I'm Listening To, where I examine one or two songs from my favorite albums of the past month. You may be wondering why I'm doing May 2015 halfway through June, and that's just because I moved at the beginning of June, and there was so much good music from May that it took me a really long time to compile my absolute favorites from that month. And I'm actually going to do a part 1 and a part 2 of this video just to keep them somewhat brief. I'm really good at genres like rock, jazz, folk, prog rock, metal, but not so much with hip-hop, country, things like that. So, you know, I do enjoy that kind of music, and yes, I've heard the new Kendrick Lamar album, and I enjoy stuff like that. I just don't have the background knowledge to sort of give any in-depth description on those things, so let me know if you have suggestions in those genres, because I'd like to, keep expanding my musical horizons. So I'll start with the rock duo from Portland, the Helio sequence, and the songs Upward Mobility and Stoic Resemblance from their new self-titled album. These guys have been around for a long time, but they were on hiatus for a while after their home studio, where they really write and record everything, was flooded, and also after sustaining this lead singer a vocal injury. Stoic Resemblance is an undeniable toe tapper with a punchy bass line that is definitely up there for one of my songs of the year for 2015 so far. This band does a great job of maintaining a very easy listening sound while, keeping these a lot of studio tricks. It takes a long time and really a hard listen to hear all the little ins and outs of their music. Definitely check out this band if you like Death Cab or Phenomena or a band like Rogue Wave. Next is one of my favorite female rock voices of all time. Of course, I'm talking about Frances Quinlan from the indie rock band Hop Along, their second album Painted Shut, the song The Knock. This is the strangest subject matter I think I've heard in a song in a long time. The witness just wants to talk to you. Moving on with another female vocalist, Vinyl Me Please's album of the month, Sprinter by Torres, and the song Cowboy Guilt. I didn't love the whole album, but this song features some of her most thought-provoking lyrics and also just an unforgettable guitar hook. There's a dubsteppy wub 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 that goes throughout the entire song, and it even breaks up the rhythm at the end of the song. I love the minimalism here and the electronic elements that are thrown in, and how the melody at the very end of the song is played with this haunting music box quality. It sounds like anarchy at a futuristic doll factory. Next is the very progressive southern rock band My Morning Jacket with Big Decisions from their new album The Waterfall. I loved the last album Circuital, and I actually listened to it when I was in transport when I went to Taiwan a couple of years ago, just non-stop. I had this on, and I actually recently covered the song Wonderful from that album with my wife, so check out the video below. This is a lot of the same, very big, very grandiose, very reverby southern rock. They even played the song on Ellen, of all places. This is just a great pop rock tune with really relatable lyrics about really getting sick and tired of always having to make the big decisions in life for a friend who's a little reticent and indecisive. Next is Other Lives with their beautiful song Pattern from their new album Rituals. This is another Southern American rock band that really hit me hard with an album that's just completely soothingly atmospheric. This song displays their instrumental competency with electronics and a piano line that really aids in this slow crescendo towards this huge Bon Iver-inspired chorus. This is an excellent conglomerate of the psychedelic and the shoegazy and the piano-driven light rock sounds for lovers of bands like Midlake, Radiohead, and artists like Lord Huron. Where to begin with this next group? Snarky Puppy. Their new album Sylva is the fulfillment of a lifelong dream of bassist and bandleader Michael Leagues of collaborating with an orchestra on an album. He does this extremely well, and he almost wrote the entire album backstage and on tour just by ear, which is something I just completely don't understand. These are some of the world's most skilled musicians playing a fusion of instrumental jazz and funk and hip-hop. Although I definitely think you should listen to this whole album. The song The Curtain really incorporates all the best elements from their past work and is bookended by these gorgeous string parts. And yes, this is instrumental music, but I think that Snarky Puppy is breaking ground by making a very accessible sound as they fuse these different genres together, and they even broke into the mainstream when they won a Grammy last year. This album, like all their others in the past, was recorded in front of a live audience, with the audience in a big theater wearing headphones for optimal sound quality, and you can really hear this. It's pretty evident just in the way the musicians are playing together. They're feeding off each other's energy, something that's not always there when you're listening to music recorded on separate tracks. And so that is just crazy for music that's so technically insane. The Curtain shows off all of the Puppy's tricks with killer synth and horn solos, along with this piano-led ending that's just completely gorgeous and will inevitably give you goosebumps. Now to end part one of this video with something completely different. It's the song Innate from the new EP from the progressive metal band Mammoth. This is a classically trained group of guys from California who include a lot of jazz fusion in their very heavy metal. I love that although they can shred on their instruments with too many strings and fan frets, they don't rely on this, and their music is mature enough to not rub it in your face. I tend to think that a lot of technical and prog metal is rather flat dynamically, and I often can forget I'm even listening. I want metal to really take me somewhere emotionally, and I think this really does that. It's really intricately composed with huge dynamic changes from heavy chugging guitars to softer, jazzier stuff with arpeggiated guitars and just a soft drum and bass. This is a sophisticated EP from a band with the listener really in mind. Also just some amazing guitar tones on this thing and a really sweet cover. Alright, that wraps it up for part one. I will get to part two of May 2015 as soon as possible. Let me know if I missed anything. I really had trouble this month because of how much great music there was. Also, just let me know how I can improve this overall presentation and just anything else I can do in these videos. Let me know if there are any albums you want me to review. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.